Have a nice day. Today is Tuesday, 30th of April 2024. This day is celebrated National Honesty Day. The event is celebrated on 30th of April every year. National Honesty Day is on 2024. Honesty Day is celebrated on 30th April every year. It is a day dedicated to promoting honesty and building trust. The day is counterbalanced by April Fool's Day, which is known for jokes and deception. In 1982, the Baijon Setu massacre occurs in Calcutta, India. 1993, CERN announces worldwide web protocols will be free. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper, The Hindu states that rain and snowfall are cut off areas in pole-bound constituencies of Kashmir. A general view of the overflowing Jhelum River after heavy rainfall in Muzaffarabad in Pakistan administered Kashmir on April 29, 2024. According to the Meteorological Department, Met Srinagar received 38.6 mm of rainfall in the past 24 hours. Rains and fresh snowfall wreaked havoc in Kashmir Valley on Monday with landslides and flooding resulting in the closure of intra-district roads in the three Lok Sabha seats of the Anantnag, Baramulla and Srinagar. It also impacted the poll campaigning in several areas. The Hindu newspaper also states that Hamza Yusuf resigns as a Scottish First Minister following days of political drama. Scotland's First Minister Hamza Yusuf pauses as he speaks during the press conference at Beauty House, his official residence in the Edinburgh on April 29, 2024. The SNP 28 days to choose a new leader. Failing with Scotland will have to go to the polls. Scotland's First Minister Hamza Yusuf said he will resign as the First Minister and form the leadership of the Scottish National Party SNP following days of the political drama that unfolded after ended the Beauty House power sharing agreement with the Scottish Greens. Mr. Yusuf said he would continue in the role of the First Minister until a replacement was found. The Hindu newspaper also states that G7 eyes possible end date for the coal-fired power plants. Environmental ministers from various countries pose for a family picture during the G7 Climate, Energy and Environment at Veneria Relay near Turin on April 29, 2024. The Group of Seven meeting in Turin is the first big political session since the world pledged at the United Nations Conference of Party 28 Climate Summit in December to transition away from the coal, oil and gas. G7 energy ministers on April 29 discussed a possible time frame for phasing out coal-fired power plants as the United Nations warned excuses for failing to take bold actions on the climate change were not acceptable. The Group of Seven meetings in Turin is the first big political session since the world pledged at the United Nations Conference of Party Climate Summit in December to transition away from coal, oil and gas. The Hindu newspaper also states that International Monetary Fund approves immediate disbursal of 1.1 billion US dollar loan tranche to Pakistan. With this development, the disbursement under the SBA reached around 3 billion United States dollar. The International Monetary Fund has approved an immediate disbursal of 1.1 billion US dollar to Pakistan as part of the bailout package and said the country needed to take tough measures to bring its economy back on track. The International Monetary Fund has approved an immediate disbursal of 1.1 billion US dollar to Pakistan as a part of the bailout package. Going towards the Hindustan newspaper states that India summons Canada's Deputy Envoy over a pro-Khalistan slogans at Justin Trudeau event. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau at the event of the Khalsa Day celebration in the City Hall in Toronto on Sunday. New Delhi, India on Monday summoned Canada's Deputy Envoy to register a strong protest against the shouting of pro-Khalistan slogans at an event in Toronto attended by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and other political leaders. Sometimes also states that Uttarakhand suspends license of 14 Patanjali products criminal complaint filed against Ramdev Balakrishna. The Uttarakhand government has suspended the license of 14 products of Patanjali by an order dated on April 15. A hoarding with an image of Baba Ramdev inside a Patanjali store in the Ahmedabad. Username also states that its voter turnout in 2024 really lower than 2019 in absolute terms. Women stand in the queue to vote at the polling station during the second round of voting in the 6-week long national election or in Morigaon district, about 77 km of Guwahati on April 26. There are several caveats to consider in comparing the 2024 turnout figures with those in earlier years. Even with these caveats, turnout figures available so far suggest that the 2024 Lok Sabha elections have seen a lower turnout compared to at least the 2019 elections. Is this drop in a percentage turnout big enough for a drop in absolute terms? While this question cannot be answered perfectly, and Hindustan Times analysts suggest a drop in turnout in the absolute terms is unlikely for the two phases of elections held so far. However, the absolute turnout has likely stayed flat, which is also unusual. Now going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, SEBI comes out with a new directive on regulatory fee for building stock exchange. Stock tanked 19%. Reacting to the development, shares of building stock exchange have slumped as much as 18.64% to an intraday low of rupees 2,612.0 on the National Stock Exchange on Monday. Leading stock exchange BSE Building Stock Exchange is expected to shell out more regulatory fee after the market watchdog SEBI asked the bourse to pay the fee based on the national value of its opinions contracts rather than on the premium value. The SEBI comes out with the new directive on regulatory fee for building stock exchange. In case it's ascertained that the said amount is payable, the total differential SEBI regulatory fees for the period from financial year 2006-7 to financial year 2022-23 would be rupees 68.64 crore plus GST, which includes an internet of rupees 30.34 crore. Further, the differential SEBI regulatory fee for financial year 2023-24, if liable, could be around rupees 96.30 crore plus GST, Building Stock Exchange said. The markets watchdog had introduced the regulatory fee on recognized stock exchanges under the SEBI regulatory fee on stock exchange regulations 2006, whereby the exchanges are required to pay the fee to the board within the 30 days of the conclusion of the financial year. The rate of the regulatory fee was based on the annual return over of the stock exchanges. From the business point of view, also rupee falls 10 paise to settle at 83.48 against the US dollar. At the interbank foreign exchange market, the local unit opened the week at 83.39 and touched the intraday low of 83.51 against the greenback during the session. The rupee declined at 10 paise to close at 83.48 provisional against the United States dollar on the Monday as investor remained cautious ahead of the United States Federal Reserve monetary policy decision. The rupee declined at 10 paise to close at 83.48 against the United States dollar. From the business point of view, Ultratech Cement's Q4 net profit raises 35% to rupees 2,260 crore. The leading cement maker had posted a consolidated net profit of rupees 1,670.10 crore in the January-March quarter of the last fiscal, according to the regulatory filing from Ultratech. Ultratech Cement Limited on Monday reported a 35.24% increase in consolidated net profit at rupees 2,258.58 crore for the fourth quarter ending March 31, 2024. The leading cement maker has posted a consolidated net profit of rupees 1,670.10 crore in the January-March quarter of the last fiscal, according to the regulatory filing from Ultratech. For the financial year ended March 31, 2024, Ultratech Cement's net profit was up 38.05% to rupees 7,003.96 crore. It was at rupees 5,073.40 crore a year ago. Its total income in financial year 2024 was at rupees 71,525.09 crore, up 12.21%. Shares of Ultratech Cement Limited on Monday closed at rupees 9,984 on Building Stock Exchange, up 2.93% from the previous close. India in revenue growth likely to moderate to 5.4% in March quarter. Crystal, the organized retail sector gave for the 13th quarter in a row on healthy and urban demand. Discretionary services such as airlines and hostels benefited from the MICE1 weddings and corporate travel segments rebounding its share. India's Inc. revenue growth likely slackened to 5.4% in January-March of 2023-24, marking the third slowest quarterly growth since recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic began in September 2021, says Crystal. Steady revenue growth of 7.9% in the December quarter of financial year 2024 and 10.6% in the March 2023. As the supply pressures ease, commodity prices are likely to be less volatile in fiscal 2025, helping India Inc. log a 50 to 150 bps improvement in EBITDA, earning before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization margin. Sectors such as consumer staples, discretionary products, and industrial sectors, which make up 52% of corporate India's EBITDA are expected to clock the highest margin expansion, Ankit Dani, Director, Crystal MINA Research, said. Going towards the world news, including in China, Elon Musk scores wins on the path of self-driving cars. G7 reaches deal to exist from the coal by 2035. United States military fire in Gaza at cost $320 million. What a ceasefire and a hostage deal for Gaza could include. Scotland's leader Yusuf has resigned. What is next for SNP? Ukraine's Zelensky's call for faster arms supplies as NATO's chief visitors. Now going towards the science and technology, ISRO, Indian Space Organization, to test Gaganyaan parachutes by the dropping module from chopper. The integrated airdrop test IADT will be seen in Chinook helicopter dropping the crew module from a height of around 4 to 5 kilometers. This will be the first in a series of IADT to test the parachute system under the of normal conditions, such as one of the parachute not be opening, both the parachutes not opening, or delayed deployment of the parachutes. 23 collisions avoidance maneuvers were carried out during the year protect Indian space assets. Indian Space Situational Assessment Report ISSAR for 2023 has revealed that more space objects were placed in orbit last year as compared to 2022. This computer-generated image released by the European Space Agency ESA shows that trackable objects in orbit around the Earth. Seasonal avian influenza situation being monitored under control center. The Union Health Minister has directed real-time surveillance of cases of influenza-like illness and severe acute respiratory infections in OPDs and IPDs of health facilities, following the detection of avian influenza virus among the cattle and milk in various states of the United States. The Union Health Minister on Monday said hygienic practices such as boiling milk and cooking meat at an adequate temperature would help prevent transmission of the virus from an infected product to human beings. The physics and maths of the keeping elections fair and representative explained. The first part passed the post system followed in India, the United States, and the United Kingdom, and several other countries has many drawbacks. While mathematical analysis helps us sharpen an algorithm for the election process, a physics perspective can help check if it is implemented fairly. There are about 60 national elections in 2024 involving 2 billion people, including the biggest of them, the national elections underway in India, and the election to the United States presidency. According to the world, the election are a volatile mixture of emotions, aspirations, and competing ideologies, and sometimes even violence. It might then surprise many that, despite the cacophony, there is a science behind the election processes. At last, there is a famous quotation said by C.V. Raman, whose full name was Sir Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman, birth anniversary 7 November 1888 up to 21st of November 1970, was an Indian physicist known for his work in the field of light scattering. Using a spectrograph that he developed, he and his student K.S. Krishnan discovered that when light traverses transparent material, the reflected light changes its wavelength and frequency. This phenomena, a heteroto unknown type of scattering of light, which they called modified scattering, was subsequently termed as the Raman effect or Raman scattering. Raman received the 1930 Nobel Prize in Physics for the discovery of was the first Asian to receive Nobel Prize in any branch of science. C.V. Raman says a famous quotation. He says that you can't always choose who comes into your life, but you can learn what lesson they teach you. Okay, thank you.